Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the channel, and I'm here to talk about some NBA news. I uploaded a NFL news, first one in like 8 days or something. So we had a lot of news to discuss, so if you haven't watched that, go check that out. Let's get into the NBA, world around the NBA. Per M. Singer, a Denver Post sports writer, the Los Angeles Lakers have, quote, significant interest in signing Bruce Brown Jr. here. But can they afford him, though? I think they can afford him. Cap spaces can easily be manipulated. I just don't. Can they sign him, though? Can they sign him, though? I just don't know if they can afford him. But it's always, the Lakers are always rumored to be significantly interested in somebody, signing somebody like a Bruce Brown or something just for it not to happen. But I don't know. I still feel like he wants to go back to Denver. I really do. But if he wanted to go back there, he would have re-signed there, not left. Or unless he just wanted to get more money, which wouldn't make sense. But that would be a good addition to the Lakers, to their bench, if they could get Bruce Brown. So per John Krasinski, the Timberwolves have engaged the Wizards in discussions about acquiring either Monte Morris or DeLon Wright. In the Timberwolves, I think this would be a good move, because I felt these two could be two good backup guards. And I know it probably wouldn't put him over the top and make him a big playoff contender towards other teams in the Western Conference, but name the current backup for Minnesota, their point guard. You can't. They just don't have a good backup guard. So, Monte Morris or DeLon Wright would be very quality backup guards. DeLon Wright's especially a great defender. So Timberwolves could definitely use one of these two players. As whatever team will get DeLon Wright will love him. And him and the Timberwolves, I think, would be the perfect fit. So the Blazers, per Mike A. Scott, are expected to let Cam Reddish enter unrestricted free agency. Man, he's just fell off so hard. Or, I don't know, he's never really got a fair chance to play with. He never really got consistent minutes, so I mean, he never really got a fair chance. But they really traded Josh Hart for a half season of Cam Reddish. And they got Chris Murray also. It does look great. They traded him basically for Chris Murray, but they couldn't pay Josh Hart, so that's why they shipped him off. But that's crazy. They paid Josh Hart. They traded Josh Hart for half a season of Cam Reddish. But it's just stock's gone so down. It's just sad to see. So, Kyrie Irving, he intends to take free agent meetings with other teams, per Ramona Shelburne. Yeah, we seen this coming. And I think some teams will want him. Most people say, oh, he's acting like teams want him, but I think many teams will want him. I don't know if a team will give him $200+ million that he would want. But I think a team will want him. I really do. But Woj, I think he said Kyrie is staying in Dallas, so he might stay there in Dallas, because I don't think anybody's gonna want him. But he's staying in Dallas because no one is paying him the money he's getting there. It's about the money, and that's the whole reason he left the Nets. He couldn't get a long-term deal with max money, and Dallas is probably the only team dumb enough to do it. I think he's gonna stay in Dallas because Woj thinks he is. OG Anunoby is leaving Clutch Sports for CAA via CAA Basketball, which is the, forgot what it's called, CAA, I don't know what it is. I think CAA is the Canadian Automobile Association. or another creative artist agency or something. Basically the Knicks, to sum it up. And I feel like this is going to create more some speculation here. Could he go to the New York Knicks if this CAA is related to the New York Knicks? This could be a possibility, but I don't think so. Colin Cowherd calls out the Lakers for potentially overpaying Austin Reeves. Quote, are the Lakers getting delusional because they failed him? Question mark, end quote. So their current report said they're locked to keep him. But the last 2 seasons, Colin Cowherd then brings up a graphic of him and Mac McClung, 10 points to 8 points. Like, Colin obviously did not see his poise in the postseason. And I know he's like a role player, but role players can win you championships. That's what people fail to realize. Role players can win you championships. The stars, they can only carry teams so far. You have to have your role players step up. And what about the postseason where he started in 16 games and averaged 16.9 points in those playoff games there, Mr. Cowherd? Next, John Morant report, his close friend acknowledges a Grizzly star owns a Glock firearm in a recently filed deposition. And the Gritty and Guns, a John Morant memoir. It really be your own friends that tell on you, but I know it's probably lame, but it's just the truth. Minnesota, Chicago, and Detroit are among the teams with interest in Donte DiVincenzo, per Ian Begley. As SNY reported, prominent members of the Knicks organization are in favor of pursuing DiVincenzo in free agency. There is mutual interest between the Knicks and DiVincenzo. New York will have competition. Minnesota, Chicago, and Detroit are also among teams with interest in DiVincenzo, as other outlets have reported, end quote. Yeah, I think Donte DiVincenzo is going to go to the New York Knicks. I feel like it would be a great pickup. And he can be a good bench piece, because he was good for us last season. But I think he'll go to the Knicks. I mean, he's a good player. I want us to keep him, but we can't afford him, so either Minnesota or New York are the 2 options, I think. Despite recent trade rumors, the Cavaliers are not trading Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland, per Brian Windhorst, ESPN us on ESPN Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, we know they're 2-star players. 2-star guards are not getting traded. Like, it's not going to happen. I think it's either going to be Evan Mobley or Jared Allen for the Cavaliers. With the recent rumors, one of those two is going to get traded. Per Jake L. Fisher, the Miami Heat are a potential destination for Christian Wood. Per Jake L. Fisher, I mean, I think that would be a decent pickup, because they need a really tall center. Not really tall center. Anyone over 6'10", to be honest. But Wood is barely 6'10", though. But I think this would really help the Heat and would be a good fit next to Bam Adebayo. So, per a report here, the Golden State Warriors consider Jordan Poole, quote, extraneous and inefficient. He's destined to be a perennial good stat / bad team guy. But he got attitude problems and he got paid too quick, and he won't be great unless he can figure out his professionalism, but I think he will on the Wizards. Now that he doesn't have to play for Draymond Green. The kid played a huge part in winning a ring just a year ago before this past season. And they gave up on him after 2 bad series. Well, I'd like to get traded, yes, but for a better haul. But Chris Paul ultimately wasn't. You have your pros and cons. The Portland Trailblazers are not high on Tyler Hero per Chris Mannix. While any trade will be a collaborative effort between the team and Lillard, the Blazers will understandably want the best possible return. Portland's lukewarm on Tyler Hero. Sources told Sports Illustrated he's entering the first year of a 4-year, $130 million contract. So, the Trailblazers are not high on Tyler Hero. They're probably not going to trade for him. Which figured so, because they already have so many guards anyway, so it wouldn't make sense. Yuta Watanabe is a potential target for the Suns. As Phoenix scours the league for quality players willing to play for the league minimum and chase the ring in its supporting cast surrounding KD, Booker, and Beal, Nets sharpshooter Yuta Watanabe and Nets alumnus Mike James, Durant's close friend who played this past season at AS Monaco in the EuroLeague, have surfaced as potential targets. So former Nets players, KD's recruiting over there, willing to play for the minimum, get some quality bench players. Yuta Watanabe, really good three-point shooter. And both of these, well, Yuta Watanabe would be a good signing. Mike James was solid, but he's a shot chucker that can't really play defense. Mike James is not really that good. I wouldn't sign him. So per Tim Kawakami, the Raptors reportedly rejected a Jordan Poole for OG Anunoby trade offer from the Warriors. The Raptors has just been so difficult to work with this offseason. Like, they value OG Anunoby so highly, they just won't accept any trade for him. It's kind of an L for the Raptors here. Masai is not falling for that, I guess, though. I guess they don't want JP. Per Johan Boa, the Lakers, they are planning to re-sign D'Angelo Russell. Well, there goes their chances. I would be disappointed if I'm a Lakers fan, because I wouldn't want to keep D'Angelo Russell because of his performance in the playoffs last year. He's just so inconsistent. I would rather get a better backup guard. The Houston Rockets are gauging the trade interest in KJ Martin, Usman Garuba, and Josh Christopher per J.K.L. Fisher. So they're gauging some trade interest here in three of their young guys. KJ Martin is by far the best name here. He's only 22, insane dunker. Started 49 last year and averaged 12 and 5. And Garuba and Christopher both are 21 years old and shown promise, but they just haven't failed to get any minutes. Like, Garuba can defend the rim and shoot, but I thought his career could get his interest would be better. It's just they fail to get consistent playing time. But KJ Martin's really good. I'd like to see these players get more consistent playing time. Per Brian Windhorst, the Sixers are expected to offer James Harden a contract considerably higher than his $35.6 million player option on Get Up ESPN. They just let him walk. Like, this dude is old. He's washed up. Can't get the Sixers closer to winning it all. It's an unserious franchise, and if they do this, they deserve what's coming. Teams that have made calls for Pascal Siakam for a trade are the Hawks, Hornets, Mavericks, Rockets, Pelicans, and the Kings. The Mavs would be a perfect fit. The Mavs just make so much sense here to pair Luka with Siakam. All signs point to Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, and Jay Crowder staying in Milwaukee. So some league sources per Mark Stein are in a promising position that Milwaukee is to re-sign these three players. The re-signed Crowder after surrendering 5 second-round picks to acquire him from Phoenix before the trade deadline. Milwaukee's doing their best to keep their core, keep some of their good players, quality role players. But I think they should do it. The Rockets are planning to tempt Fred VanVleet with a contract starting at $40 million per year. One league source told me the Rockets, armed with $60 million cap space and no state tax in Texas, are going to tempt VanVleet with a 2-year deal for $80 million, adding veteran stability to the roster, teaming with talented players on rookie contracts. End quote. That's a terrible mistake if Houston does this. No way I'd pay a hot and cold player at times, streaky player like VanVleet $40 million a year. These contracts would just be so insane. There's no way that happens. NBC is a player to potentially broadcast NBA games. Per Andrew Marchand, it's possible they could try to do Sunday night basketball after Sunday night football. After Sunday night, That's like 12 a.m., bruh. It's like 11 p.m. in New York. I mean, that would be fine, but it's late. The Cavs are open to potential trade. Darius Garland trades per Miko Hoops. It's the last thing I'll talk about. Then I'll do another NBA video in a few minutes. But yeah, the other report earlier I talked about, the Windhorse, I don't think they're going to trade Darius Garland. Because why would they do that? It just makes no sense. But yeah, that's all I'll say for this video. So until next time, peace.